Good morning. We come now to chapter 58. And chapter 58, I think, is a great warning to those who are within the church. You see, it's very possible that we can be going through actions and doing things that will look religious without having any reality of that in our lives. And that's the problem. We must get the reality of it in our lives. We must know for certain who we are and what God has done for us. And now, talking to the people that Isaiah foresees, he says this: "Shout it aloud, do not hold it back. Raise your voice like a trumpet. Declare to my people their rebellion, and to the descendants of Jacob their sins." He said, you say that you are presenting me with your fasts and your sacrifices and all the rest of it. And, you know, we can talk about Israel doing that, but you look at the church and it does exactly the same thing. People turning up week after week for the Eucharist, singing the hymns, praying the prayers, going through all of their actions on Sunday. The question is, what happens on Monday? Do they then return to the world and carry on with their lives? Do they then carry on in the way that the world lives? Or are they prepared to let the blessing of Sunday, in fact, colour everything that they do and all the relationships that they may have with the people around them? Here we go again. "Yet on the day of your fasting, you do as you please and exploit all your workers. Your fasting ends in quarrelling and strife and in striking each other with wicked fists. You cannot fast as you do today and expect your voice to be heard on high. Is this the kind of fast I have chosen? Only a day for people to humble themselves. It is only for bowing one's head like a reed and for lying in sackcloth and ashes. Is this what you call a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen? To loose the chains of injustice and unite the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free." You see, he is saying to you and I, we have to take our Christian faith out there into the world. We have to live it. We have to do it as the Christians. And if we do this, well, very often, you know, the world is not going to like us very much. They're going to turn against us. I just relate to you one simple story. I was a curate in the parish of Fairwater in Cardiff. And there was a local factory, Fry's factory, close by. And the people worked in that factory. And amongst them was one Christian woman who came to the church, was converted, was baptized and confirmed, and became a member of the congregation. And she took up a job in the factory. Now, the rule in the factory was quite simply this: you can eat from the product that you're working with, but you cannot take it home. Of course, many of them used to put it into their handbags, into their pockets, and take it out. And she felt, well, she'd obey the instruction. If she wanted to eat it when she was working, she could, but she would not take it home. The others turned against her because they knew that in this person, they had a person who was making them look guilty. And they just shunned her and ostracized her. She came to me and she said, "What should I do about this?" Now, many of you may face the same type of situation in your own lives. How should you live out your Christian life in the world? After a good deal of thought, I said to her, "Tomorrow, when you go to work, at the end of the day, when you're leaving work, pick up one simple bar of Fry's cream, show it to the other women, and put it in your pocket, and then walk out. But as you walk out of the factory, you'll see by the door there is a charity box. They were left there. I forget what the name of the charity was. Take the value of the Fry's bar in money and put it into the charity box." She did that, and the people accepted her. But I often wonder what I should have said to her. Well, you must put up with it. You must go through slanders of these other people you are working with. You must have to do this because this is what God asks of you. But in that situation, I think I was right to advise her in that particular way. But this is just a small thing. Many of us in the world have great responsibilities. Many have great contact with the world. Somehow we have to learn how we can witness to the world by the way we live and by what we do. Not because we come into church on a Sunday. Somehow we have to take it forward to Monday as well and live it out all through the week. And when we have our time off and when we go out and share time with friends, we must still be witnessing by the way we live and by what we do as to what it is that God is asking of us and what it is that God is expecting of us. Yes, he truly does want to train you. He wants to train you and he wants to train me. If you do away, he says, with the yoke of oppression, with the pointing finger and the malicious talk, and if you spend yourselves in behalf of the hungry and satisfy the needs of the oppressed, then your light will rise in the darkness. Amen.